So I went to my teacher and I said, "Hey, teacher, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I went through. What do you think? What is this?" Nah, it's nothing. It's just he's just feeling sad. He said. I remember one time when I was meditating a couple years ago. When you travel in India, you'll see cows and the baby cows sometimes roaming around. Sometimes they're with the mom. Sometimes you just see a baby cow on its own. A cow in the middle of thousands of people and just roaming around alone. No mom, no cousins, no brothers, nobody. It's just him alone next to a bus station in India. And one time I was trying to meditate and imagine this being one time my mom. Obviously, like any meditation, at first it just didn't come true to me. Like my senses would not accept it because obviously it's not that being itself is not my mom. So it's difficult for my senses to stop believing that this could have been my mom. Because I see it as a cow, and my senses are still very primitive. The way I see things is the way I feel things. But I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and probably in like maybe 10-15 minutes time, I was starting to slowly developing this sort of connection, this sort of understanding that, wait a minute, I can start to see it as my mom. I can start to feel it as my mom. And coming up with various thought process of how this could have been my mom. One way it could be like, well, if my mom passes away, she could still be reborn as a cow. If she is if she is a samsaric being, if she is a Buddha, then of course she won't. But let's say if she is a samsaric being, there is a chance that she could still be reborn as a god, goddess, whatever, but also as a cow. If that's the case, then this cow could have been my mom too, if not the past life, but in one of the lives. It could have been 1,000 lives ago, but still it could have been. Why not? And so using various techniques, various reasoning, you start to feel like, whoa, she could be, maybe, wait, this is my mom. And I start to imagine. Now, obviously, these are make-believe, like these are things that I just made, I imagined to create that sort of connection. Like imagine having a very warm relationship with her. Imagine that she was very kind to me. Maybe she wasn't kind to me, but that wasn't the point. The point was to have that sort of feeling that she was a very nice mom, so that I can feel the need to wanting to help her. Because if you think about someone that wasn't nice to you, you would not feel, it would be difficult for you to get the feeling to wanting to help, right? So developing these kind of thoughts about she was very nice to me, and start to really paint a picture in my head of this really beautiful relationship. And all of a sudden, she's now dumped in this planet called Earth, born as a cow next to a bus station in some Indian town. And everyone's like pushing her around, like kicking her away or saying, get out of here. And poor cow's just like trying to roam around, not knowing where to go. And most of the time, not even moving, just like observing and afraid to move. Like, I don't know where to go. And so she's like feeling so abandoned. And then you're right next to her on a bus, about to leave, looking at this cow. And you're like, that's my mom right there. And I'm just going to leave now. And just that thought, it was very tough. It's like, how can I just leave? Like I should be doing something. Especially she's right there. She's just outside I'm in the bus. I could just like walk out the bus and touch her now. Right? And maybe do something. Maybe buy, if she's owned by someone, maybe I can buy the cow. I don't know, I could do something. Maybe feed the cow. At least caress and kind of be kind to the cow for maybe a minute or two. At least give some affection so that cow could feel some affection, not only feeling abandoned or feeling like, she's being treated badly, but there will be a moment where she could feel a bit loved. So that could maybe hopefully go a long way, right? So I don't remember every detail about that moment, but yeah, one of the things was I felt that, and the urge that I have to do something for that cow was so strong, And the only solution that I could think of was, I'm stuck here. I can only do my best to practice and to try to progress in my own practice so that I'll make it worth her time for caring for me and helping me, making me see this. And so just basically do my best to progress in my practice so that I can then either help her in the future, or at least make her care for me and make her being reborn in this cow form helping me to the point where I feel like I need to push now. So you basically help me move like one ladder up, like one ladder closer to enlightenment. Oh, yeah. No, I wanted to finish it off with this funny story. So I went to my teacher and I said, hey, teacher, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I went through. What do you think? What is this? Nah, it's nothing. It's just, he's just feeling sad, he said. He basically made it very small. I was like, oh, I kind of made it sound big. I was like, oh, what is this feeling? What is this something to do with some, like, I don't know, like, is there anything we can find from the text? Does the text talk about these things? Like, is there any relationship? Is this some sort of far cousin of bodhicitta mind? Is this like some very far cousin? Like, what is this? Like, no. It's like if you think that, of course you'll feel sad. It's something to that. He really dismissed my sort of fantasy about my sort of, oh, I felt this. But it was good that he said that, because it kind of again put me, because being a normal human being, I could still fly with it a little bit. I could still, be like, oh, I'm maybe I might have gathered some sort of far cousin bodhicitta mind now, like, and whether it's true or not is not the point. The point is that might boost my ego. That might change my way of seeing myself. So thinking in that way, it definitely helped. It definitely helped curve that and, like balance me out. But at the same time, I'm also aware enough to know that feeling, that sadness helped me think in the right way. It didn't make me feel depressed, or it didn't make me feel just sad and that's it. Nothing, there's no progression in the mindset. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's just sad. No, I felt there was progress. Right? Useful. So, I mean, for that, I don't need to get someone to tell me whether it was useful or not. I'm human enough to know whether it was useful or not. From his side, hearing him saying, giving his comment, helping me level myself out. And then from my side, using my own mind and my own logic and my own reasoning, awareness, it's like, okay, it's still good.